Good morning. Thank you for watching today. This is your boy DezDakinG. It is Monday morning, and we are here, baby. I'm out here in Colorado Springs, and there is snow on the ground once again, but it's cool because I ain't gotta go out there in it. So man, God is good in that regard. I hope everyone had a great weekend, and I want to get started really quickly. Have and start off with a question. Have you ever said to yourself or ever heard someone say, like, if they done something, I guess, would be considered wrong, I guess? Have you ever heard them say, or have you ever said, well, God knows my heart. God knows me. He knows what's going on, whatever. And people would say that, and don't get me wrong, I've said it too. People would say that, and they act like like that excuses them from whatever they've done or whatever. God knows my heart. God knows me. It's okay. It's okay. But is it really okay? Is it really okay? So that's why. And if you ever said that before, let me know in the comments below if you ever said that about, if you ever done something and been like, well, God knows my heart. He knows me. He knows me. Let me know in the comments if you ever did that. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get into the topic real quick. But first, I want to say thank you for watching. Whoever's watching now, and if you do come across this, please hit the notification button in the bottom below. If you're watching this on Facebook, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the like button to support your boy, and subscribe as well if you feel moved to. My name is DezDakinG, and I do these videos a lot to help motivate the people whom I know and whom I love. Even if I don't know you, I'm here to motivate you and to give you some good advice, some good spiritual advice to help you to get through your week this week. All right. Okay. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the topic. And as you can see in the title of the video, why God knowing your heart is not always a good thing. Why God knowing your heart is not always a good thing, because uh, the Word of God says that God knows our thoughts, and our thoughts are vain. Our thoughts are iniquity. And there's a whole lot of other scriptures that say that, just because God knows you doesn't mean that what's going on in you is good. He knows that what's going in you is a bunch of junk and a bunch of stuff that needs to be taken out or removed or cleaned up. And I'm going to reference this from Psalms 51. Psalms 51 verses 1 through 7. So if you want to go back and check that out, please do and read it. But I'll read it for you today, and then I will wrap it up soon. Psalms 51, verse 1 through 7. Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness, according to the multitude of thy tender mercies, blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge the transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee, and only thee, have I sinned, and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, thou dearest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. And this is the verse right here that I want us all to pay attention to. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. I'm gonna read that one more time. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. What that means is, okay, this is David. This is King David, just to give some historical context. This is King David, one of the kings of Israel, son of us. I can't remember the name of his father. But yeah, he's the king of Israel, and I don't know when he wrote this, when he was king or when he was before king. But this is him, I think, when he was before king, when he was being persecuted by King Saul. But not to ramble off on that. The point is here, when he says, "Purge me with hyssop," what is hyssop? Hyssop is a beautiful plant, and I meant to leave it in the description. I may leave a link later up here on Facebook, down here on YouTube. But it's a beautiful, like a purplish plant that ancient Jews would use to clean up people with leprosy. Leprosy is a disease, like a really, really bad disease. I don't know if it's really deadly, but it disfigures your skin. I think you lose fingers from it as well. And I'll leave a link to some pictures so you can see those as well. But yes, leprosy is an outward disease that even in those ancient times, people who had it, God said that they were unclean and you couldn't touch them because it can be contagious, and then next thing you know, everyone in the tribe has leprosy. So leprosy is an unclean thing, and even some people with leprosy, even in those times, would get cast out. They'll be outsiders. So it turns your skin bad, and you, for lack of a better word, you look ugly, ugly in the sight of a lot of people, and disfigured, and people don't wanna deal with you anymore. David, for example, was not an ugly man. He was a handsome man. He was the anointed king of Israel. He was a leader. He was a warrior. He was one of the best generals of all time. War generals of all time. So he had a lot going on. But even now, even David asked God to purge him with hyssop. Now, David didn't have leprosy. He didn't have any skin disease that disfigured his face or made him look any sort of way. But he knew that he had a lot going on the inside. He knew that he had ugliness and uncleanness going on in his heart. So he asked God to purge him with hyssop. He asked God to clean him, not from the outside, but he asked God to clean him from the inside, which is what we need to do as well. A lot of us are really worried about how we look, how our appearance is to other people, what we have on, and then we have the audacity, when we do something wrong, have the audacity to be like, oh, well, God knows me. God knows me. Well, yeah, God does know you. He knows that you need to be clean. He knows that you need to be purged, and he knows that you need to be washed, and not necessarily, not from the outside, but from here, from your heart, from your mind, and things that go on in here, inside, affect what's going on outside. So David had the awareness to know that he wasn't clean, that he doesn't have it all together, even though he has all these things on the outside. Like I said, even though he's king, even though he's a leader of a bunch of people everywhere, he still was dirty on the inside, and he still needed God to cleanse him from the inside out. So my encouragement to you is examine yourselves, examine your thoughts, examine what goes on in your heart, examine things that you say, and ask God to clean that up for you. Ask God to wash your heart away. Not away, but wash it clean. And ask him to give you your heart. When we are believers in the Son of God, he gives us his heart and he gives us his mind. And even then, when he does that, our own ways get in the way of that process of him, establishing his way into our lives. So we all have the junk inside. We all have dirty things we think about, dirty things that we did, and it all started from inside. So let us ask God to clean us. Let us ask God to purge us from all iniquity, from all ugliness, from all uncleanness inside. And then as he's working on our inside, that is going to manifest outside and affect everything we do, everything we say, in a good way, in a great, fruitful, profitable way that we all should want to strive for in the eyes of God. So yeah, that was my quick message for today. I hope it really brought value to your life. I thought it was really good when I was reading it. It made me just consider, I work out a whole lot and I take care of my body, and I'm conscious maybe sometimes to a fault how I look on the outside, but that's not what God sees. God pays attention to what's going on in your heart, not what's going on the outside. So let us concentrate on here. Let God do his mighty work within us, and let him guide our thoughts and guide our ways, not just today, not just this week, but for the rest of the year, and then ultimately for the rest of our lives. All right. So I wanted to kickstart your week off with that. Again, if you're watching, thank you for watching. I have a YouTube channel that I'm gonna post this on later. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the like button and subscribe button and help me grow this channel up. If you watch this on Facebook, please hit the notification in the comments below so you'll be notified every time I go live. God bless you all. I hope you all have a great week. Lord willing, I'll be back on here Wednesday morning around the same time, 7:30 Mountain Time. So it's like 9:30 Eastern Time. So let me know what times that you're up so I can go live then so you can catch me. And please just let me know in the comments. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. I love you all. Y'all have a great week. Peace.